Write a C program that accepts an employee's ID, total worked hours of a month, and the amount he received per hour. Print the employee's ID and salary of a particular month. Char ID opening square brackets 10 closing square brackets indicates employee's ID can have maximum 10 characters. Double variable can hold very large number or small number. It's also used to hold floating point values. Format specifier X denotes a string, format specifier LF denotes long float. If you are putting format specifier .2f in printf, then output will show 2 digits after decimal. Let's run this code. Input the employee's ID a maximum 10 characters. For example, Alex. Input the working hours 24. Salary amount 1. Employee's ID Alex, salary equal to 24. Write a C program that accepts 3 integers and finds a maximum of 3. Here is if is a statement. One of the important functions of the if statement is that it allows the program to select an action based upon the user's input. The else statement effectively states that whatever code after it is executed if the if statement is false. Another use of else is when there are multiple conditional statements that may all evaluate to true, yet you want only one if statement body to execute, you can use an else if statement. Control L5 to run. Input the first integer 45. Input the second integer 28. Input the third integer 96. The maximum of 3 numbers is 96. Write a C program to calculate a bike's average consumption from the given total distance traveled and spent fuel. There is one thing to talk about is average consumption's formula. Average consumption's formula is equal to distance divided by liters. Input total distance in kilometer 45. Input spent fuel in liters 9. Average consumption kilometer divided by liter is equal to 5. Write a C program to calculate the distance between the 2 points. A formula of distance between the 2 points is SQRT x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square. The function SQRT takes a single argument and returns the square root. And include math H is a header file in the standard library of the C programming language designed for basic mathematical operations. Input the first 2 points 1.5, 3.5. Input the second 2 points 8.6 and 7.5. Distance equal to 2.282543. Of course you can use integer number, but you should substitute float with int, and don't forget to use format specifier d in CNF function. Write a C program to read an amount and break the amount into smallest possible number of the banknote. Note, the possible banknotes are 100, 50, 20, 10, 5, 2, and 1. In the first place, I ran this code and my input number was 855. 8 notes of 100. How to get it? 855 divided by 100 and was equal to 8. And 1 note of 50. And secondly, 855 minus 800 and divided by 50 is equal to 1. The main thing is here is modules operator here. This operator is a reminder of after an integer division, and all of these keep going like this. Write a C program to convert a given integer to hours, minutes, and seconds. We input 7265 and we should apply calculations for hour, minute, and second. 7265. Let's check it out. 2 hour is 7200 seconds plus 1 minute is 60 seconds and plus 5 seconds is equal to 7265 seconds. Write a C program to convert a given integer to years, months, and days. Assume that all months have 30 days and all years have 365 days. I'm gonna refer to these problems because you are already familiar with like these problems in the previous lessons. Let's check the results. Input given days is, for example, 645, 1 year 365 days plus 9 months, 9 multiplied by 30, 270 plus 10 days is equal to 645 days. Write a C program that accepts 4 integers P, Q, R, S from the user where R and S are positive and P is even. If Q is greater than R and S is greater than P, and if the sum of R and S is greater than the sum of P and Q, print the correct values, otherwise print wrong values. This operator is logical and let's look at this. R and S are positive and P is even because remainder here is equal to 0, and Q is greater than R and S is greater than P. Sum of R and S is greater than sum of P and Q. Input the first integer 4, input the second integer 5, input the third integer 7, input the fourth integer 8. Wrong value. Write a C program to print the roots of Bhaskara's formula from the given 3 floating numbers. Display a message if it's not possible to find the roots. SQRT base square minus 4AC greater than 0. In this case, there are 2 possible roots for equation. SQRT base square minus 4AC is equal to 0. In this case, there is one possible solution for equation. Otherwise, when it's less than 0, then it's impossible to find the roots. Input the first number 1, input the second number 4, input the third number 4. Roots is equal to -2. That's right. Write a C program that reads an integer and check the specified range where it belongs. Print an error message if the number is negative and greater than 80. Specified range 020, 2140, 4160, and 6180. Input integer, for example 12. It belongs to outside the range. Write a C program that reads 5 numbers and sum of all odd values between them. Numbers 5 in array. Array is used to store a collection of data. To declare an array in C, a programmer specifies the type of the element and the number of elements required by an array. The array size must be an integer constant greater than 0. Numbers 0 in array means it will be the first number we will input. 4 is a loop. In programming, loops are used to repeat a block of code until a specified condition is met. C programming has 3 types of loop: for loop, while loop, and do while loop. Here E is initialized to 0. The test expression E less than 6 is evaluated since 0 less than 6 is true. The body of the for loop is executed. This will print the 0 on the screen. The update statement ++I is executed. Now the value of I will be 1. Again, the test expression is evaluated true and the body of for loop is executed. This will print 1 on the screen. Again, the update statement ++I is executed and the test expression I less than 6 is evaluated. This process goes on until I becomes 6. When I becomes 6, I less than 6 will be false and the loop terminates. And we will get odd values because remainder here is not equal to 0. And this is a sample how to find total. Input the first number 45, input the second number 82, input the third number 65, input the fourth number 35, input the fifth number 93. Sum of all odd values is 238. Write a C program that reads 3 floating values and check if it's possible to make a triangle with them. Also calculate the perimeter of the triangle if the said values are valid. In which conditions is it possible to make a triangle? The triangle inequality states that the sum of the lengths of any 2 sides of a triangle must be greater than or equal to the length of the third side. Meanwhile, the difference of the lengths must be less than the length of the third side. Input the first number 28, input the second number 32, input the third number 96. Not possible to create a triangle. Write a C program that reads 2 integers and checks if they are multiplied or not. We use temp. Temp is not a keyword. It's used to swapping 2 numbers. Why did we use the first if statement? Assume the value of x is 25 and value of y is 5. As a result, x is greater than y. At the end, they are swapping, so y becomes 25. In the second if statement is evaluated to true because the remainder is equal to 0. In the second place, if we take a number that is being y greater than x, then the second if statement works. Input the first number and input the second number multiplied. Write a C program that reads an integer between 1 and 12 and prints a month of the year in English. A switch statement takes the value of a variable and compares it with multiple cases. Once a case match is found, a block of statement associated with that particular case is executed. Break is used to terminate a case in the switch statement. If there is no special case for the input provided, it will go to default case. Run this code. Input a number between 1 to 12 to get a month name. For example, for April, it's right.